Hello and welcome along again to another episode of this FM20 story, The Head Coach with me, Daniel. It's Season 9, Episode 2, and it's safe to say my fears from the last episode have been allayed. The frustration's gone, and I've started to realise why I struggled in that match. So if you have missed that one, or the transfer live stream before that, please do go and check it out in the eye above. I will put a link to both the first episode of the season and the transfer special live stream before it there. But we're doing pretty well at the moment, as you can see. So there's only two teams we haven't beaten in the league, and they're the two teams either side of us. The problem I have is that we play the other team nearest us today, in 4th place Charlton. And of course, as you know, the other issue with that is they're a club we've managed before. And not only that, they're the only club that have ever sacked us. It does make us feel better that they've gone through 4 or 5 managers in a year and a half since, or nearly 2 years now. But it's still not great for us. So Watford on the first day we drew. Charlton are the only other team in this league that are unbeaten at the moment. So it's going to be a tough test for us, but overall things going very well. So we'll go and have a look at that in a moment. Of course, if you did miss the last 2 episodes, the transfer live stream and the first episode of the regular season, you will of course have missed all of the transfer action, but there are a couple more outs to talk about. So if we go to our transfer history, as you'd expect, they're nothing big, they're just loans to non-league clubs. So Lewis Richardson, I'm not quite sure why he's still here. He's a 24-year-old striker. He's never reached his potential. He's okay. I mean, at National League level, he should be tearing it to shreds. And in fact, he did score on his debut for York. He's gone there in the National League, and I think he's going to make an impact. We've also got that young Greek midfielder who had a few loan deals rejected by the Director of Football. But Gillingham, who now find themselves in the National League, have offered 100% of his wages. So he's gone there and he got an assist on his debut. So it looks like they're 2 players that are too good for that league, and they'll probably help their sides towards a promotion push. But for us, we know what we're competing with, we know what we've got available, and we'll go and have a look at the schedule and play this big game against Charlton in a moment. But firstly, a massive thank you to everyone who has continued to follow this series and is just following and supporting the channel in general. I really do appreciate it at this time. If you're looking forward to today's episode, a big reunion with the club that sacked us earlier in this save, please do put a thumbs up in the video. It's taken us 2 or 3 years to get back to this point, but hopefully today we can get revenge, and if we could get promotion and Charlton stay down, that'd probably be the perfect season for us. Proof that they were wrong to sack us. Their 4th or 5th manager down the line since then's Mark Warburton. Will come up against him today. As I mentioned though, you can catch up with the season so far in the eye above, as well as all the other content and playlists on the channels. So we've also got our FM21 club story. You can check out the latest season with Dorking Wanderers in that one. We've also got our 2 Sunday series, which of course continue tomorrow as usual. At 12 o'clock, the FM20 network career, which is now 3 episodes in. 2 non-league clubs managed by 2 different men going head to head. So myself v Craig will be back tomorrow, and then of course at 4:30 my stadium review series, a look at the real footballing world, sort of therapeutic for me and a mate. We were trying to do the 92, we had loads of trips planned for the rest of the season to catch live football, and of course they were all scuppered. So we're trying to keep ourselves sane by reminiscing on the ones we've been to and feel that chat we'd normally have on the train on the way. So hopefully you'll come and join us for that, and you'll get something out of it as well. And of course it is interactive. Let us know what you think if you've visited the grounds. I really do appreciate your support and your feedback with the new content on the channel. I was so appreciative of all of you that came along to the live stream. I mean, it was incredible for a Tuesday morning, so thank you so much. You can subscribe down below and turn the notifications on if you don't want to miss any of the new episodes. You'll get alerts as they release. But we're going to focus on Burnley and a very big game. But let's firstly talk about the 6 league matches we've played off camera, and as you can see we're still in the Carabao Cup too, and that's probably a bit of a surprise at the moment. So following that Watford game on the first day of the season, we won 2-0 away at Portsmouth, a second half goal from Dujon Sterling and a late one from the youngster Andy May. Probably the most pleasing aspect of this season is how much the youngsters have contributed. Unfortunately May's had injuries since then, so he's not really been involved too much, but a great performance from him there. It was a wonderful goal as well, on the pivot from 25 yards. Away to Notts County in the Carabao Cup, Leon Lowry with his first for the season. He has featured a bit more, as you can see, and is becoming a superstar quick. And Jack Vaughan got the other as well, another one that we know very well from the end of last season. Then at home to Millwall in the league, a 3-0 victory. Owen Edmonds back into the side after injury and back in form. Rob Simpson getting the other, 3 homegrown players scoring the goals. Away to Rotherham, a 2-1 win. Glenn Stevens nicking it in stoppage time. Villalba got his first for the club. A wonderful strike in that one. but Rotherham, bottom of the table at the time, really gave us a tough test. Then our first and only defeat so far, away at Middlesbrough, who currently are in third place in the Championship, right on our coattails. It's a shame we didn't win it really, because we'd be well clear already. But as it is, we've got the best goal difference in the league, and that was the only slight blotch on our record. We then won 1-0 at Premier League Newcastle in the Carabao Cup, despite playing a reserve team. Dujon Sterling got the goal in that one, a penalty early on. Is he even a good penalty taker? He's not. I've no idea why he was taking it. But it doesn't matter, he scored and we got through. We then battered Reading 6-1 at home. Sunday Balogun after a long goal drought, we did our little talk and it worked as always. A 6-1 victory, a hat-trick for Balogun, and you can see he scored a couple more since as well. A brilliant striker and coming to form very quickly. As well as that, we had another goal from Lowry and then one apiece for Higgins and Simpson. And into September after the international break, we continued in the same vein. A 3-0 victory, a brace for Sunday Balogun, and then Lowry off the bench with yet another one. He is starting to look like the all-round pro here. He's becoming a top-class player very quickly, and that sell-on clause, the minimum fee release, is going to be a big problem for us. So we've got to get promoted this year, or that higher division clause will become active. So we need to make sure we win games like this. We're not favourites to beat Charlton today. Our former club, the one that sacked us. And we've got a couple of injury problems as well. So at left back, Elias Cobalt with knee tendonitis. He's out for a month. Damari Gray, I think we found a problem with him. He is injury prone. He's played one game. He's had 3 injuries already. And another one picked up on international duty there. So we're going to get into this game against Charlton. Of course, everything looking good off the pitch. The dynamics very good. The managerial support good. We've got a good dynamics group. The top influencers are on board with us. Conor Gallagher not the happiest. He's not playing too much. But Furlong key, and as is Manu Garcia. We got a lot of the highly influential players on board. Simpson, Edmonds, Summerskill all came through at the club, of course. And then Sunday Balogun up there too. As well as Cobalt, who's out injured at the moment. So overall, I'm really pleased with things. I've got a feeling that a lot of those young players, the likes of Vaughan, Lowry, probably May once he's back fit, will gradually move up to the influential players quite quickly. But I'm really enjoying this. This is the sort of thing you don't often get in these journeyman saves, a real attachment to a club. And having all these brilliant youngsters that could be world class is the one that sort of gets us on board. We want to stay with them. We want to take them up and progress them. But of course, it only takes the director of football to sell one. It only takes a big offer from a top 6 Premier League club and we will be running away very quickly. Unfortunately, that's the nature of the save. Like Scunthorpe probably earlier in the save, we didn't want to leave, but then Charlton came calling and offered us 10 times the amount on our wages. And you can't reject that as a human being. It's okay if you're already on 50 grand a week and you're being offered 500. That doesn't really matter because either way, you're going to be able to live very comfortably. But when it's £1,000 a week, you're earning 50 grand a year. Yes, a very good wage, but not one where you can just pay off a house in 2 weeks or you don't have to get a mortgage. We're then going to Charlton earning 12 grand a week and in 15 weeks you can buy a house outright. So you have to take those things on board. It's part of the save we have to think about. But here at Burnley, all is going well. I think actually, if I remember, our contract's out at the end of this year. I'm just going to have a look at my profile to see how things are going on because I haven't looked for a little while. I really wonder how it's been affected. I hope our working with youngsters has improved because we've been bringing through loads of kids here. We've given loads debuts. Loads of them have had a really great effect. And for some reason, my profile is still the slowest page to load in FM. I'm not quite sure why. It's the only one that's been a problem. But if that's the only problem we've got in this save, I think things are going pretty well. So we've got a good reputation, 2.5 star Continental B licence. We're earning 17 grand a week out of contract this year. So a good start, and at Christmas we could secure our future. It's the one thing that we really need. In terms of the contract, we've got that top division promotion wage rise. I'll be fighting to keep that in this season. But in we go. It's Burnley v Charlton. I can't put it off any longer. Let me know what you think's going to happen. A former club, of course, still being led by a 33-year-old Selnace. You see reports for him every week saying he's been brilliant. And Charlton are right up there. A lot of draws, very solid, like we were, to be honest. When we were there, we used to draw a lot of games. We didn't lose many, but we didn't get enough wins. And it could be the same downfall for Warburton here. But into it we go. Let's have a look at the 11 and the 18 that we've picked to try and win this game. So I'm bearing in mind we've got a Carabao Cup third round tie midweek. A lot of the young players will play against West Brom again, so there's not so much pressure on them today. The big news, Wardley in at left back. He's covering for Cobalt, of course. Aside from that, it's the 11 you probably expect. Summerskill in goal. Furlong at fullback with Wardley on the other side, as we mentioned. Palmer Brown, a new signing, got a really good partnership already with Simpson. They play together at centre-half. We've got Higgins and Edmonds on the wing, Monchu and Manu Garcia in the middle, Orellana back on the bench, back towards fitness, just not quite there yet. Maybe one more week, probably play a midweek, and then he'll be able to get back in the team. Villalba the number 10, Balogun up front, and let's hope he continues his goal scoring form. He is the crucial man this season. Normal tactic, normal mentality. Let's see if we can beat our former club. Well. 4-3-3 for Charlton. Same formation we had. Largely the same team actually still. They've got James Justin, the Luton hero at right back. Miranda left back. Matt Clark, Selnays, Baptiste. Edwards in the middle. He was one of the youngsters coming through. Really good to see that he's made it. He's become a very good player already. Up front they've still got Arezzo. Signed Jordan Ibe on the left as well. Still got Delgado on the bench. O'Neill. I mean, there's so many familiar names. This is going to be a really tough test. We need to keep Selnays quiet, and I'm relying on Villalba to do that. So let's get into it, give the fans their money's worth, and see if we can get a result in the first half. Of course, Wardley playing against his former club as well. That's something we've got to take into account. And I'm just going to put him back to his favoured duty there. He's coming up against a really tough player, and hopefully will come out on top of the two teams. First highlight is a Furlong throw on the right for us. Finds Jamie Higgins, still not in a clear position. We could give it away and be under pressure yet. Into the middle to Garcia and now Palmer Brown. He's turned the wrong way there, gone all the way back to the keeper. Had acres of space out on the left. And Summerskill clears downfield. Villalba brings it down for Monchu. Poor switch of play. Justin intercepts and DeLate gives it back to his centre half. They just about get around there. Lots of pressure, but it's all the way back to the keeper and it's fairly comfortable in the end. Balcom's picked up a little knock, the Charlton number 1, so hopefully we can get a shot on at him soon. But it's out to the left wing to Jordan Ibe and he's going to take on Furlong here. Skins him with ease. Simpson gets a great tackle in. Oh no! Monchu, what have you done? Oh, one of them blind back passes and Arezzo just went and nicked it. And in the end it was easy. The keeper had no chance. And Monchu has made a very big error there. 20 minutes gone, Charlton lead 1-0. And that was all of our own doing, I'm afraid. So it's a corner to the away side. Selnays delivers. Clark heads just over the bar. And at the moment, Charlton looking very comfortable here. So we're going to demand a bit more from our lads. It's a Charlton set piece again. Something we're famously not good at defending. Simpson heads that up. Not really away though. And it's back out wide to Selnays again. Good delivery. Higgins clear. Only to Arezzo. Palmer Brown away. It's an onslaught at the minute. But Palmer Brown just hacks it 70 yards. The centre-half's missed it. And Balogun's 1-on-1. Got to score. Does score. I thought he'd put it wide for a minute. But that is the worst assist you will ever see. And it is two awful defensive errors that have led to the goals here. Eric Palmer Brown smashed it 80 yards downfield. The centre-half jump didn't get there, missed the header completely. And Sunday Balogun, in the form of his life, runs 1-on-1 and puts it in the corner. At half-time, it's Burnley 1, Charlton Athletic 1. A goal for Arezzo, a goal for Balogun, the two star strikers nicking one apiece, and both of them coming from atrocious defensive errors. So we're going to tell the lads we're disappointed because the performance was really poor, and we've got to hope for a response in the second half. As it is, it's not bad if we stay unbeaten, but hang on a minute. Simpson heads away a set piece, but only as far as Matt Clark. Higgins has nicked it, but he's still lost the challenge overall. Clark to the byline, crosses back to the edge to Selnays. It's cleared away by Monchu this time. No mistake from him, just hoofing it downfield. Out to Chandler on the right for Charlton, and he goes back. Almost said Tottenham there for some reason. All the way back to Balcom, the keeper, and we seem to have just petered out their attack there. But they're starting another wave, and it's Jordan Ibe on the left. No more overlapping from Miranda, but he doesn't need to with Ibe in this form. Simpson does brilliantly despite being on a yellow, and a 1-2 gets it clear to Higgins on the right. It's been a really long highlight, which suggests it's going to lead to something. Higgins finds Balogun. Oh, what a turn. Beats Clark, shoots. Balcom tips wide. That was unbelievable centre-forward play. It's still 1-1, but what a start to the second half. And these two sides look very, very good. It's Balogun with a corner. Simpson there. Can't quite get his head to it. And he's headed away as far as Edmonds. Out on the left wing. Can he get past his man? He can't. Chandler wins it back and clears long downfield. And with 5 gone in the second half, it's 1-1. Charlton up to third as it stands. They're also staying unbeaten over the league season. Although Middlesbrough have just pipped back into third. But as it stands, not a bad result. We'd love to better it though. The corner comes in. Palmer Brown heads just wide. 65 minutes gone. It's still 1-1. And I think it's time for a couple of changes here. We need to get a foothold in the midfield. So what can we do? Higgins has had a poor game on the right. We'll think about that in a moment. Also, Villalba's nervous and had a poor game. So Orellana on for him. Let's go back to last season's midfield. Manu Garcia number 10, Monchu box to box, Orellana in centre mid as the deep line playmaker. And to be fair, Monchu's really recovered from that mistake. We've got Edmonds on the left not playing great, Higgins on the right not playing great. Higgins is the priority. Still not got Damari Gray, of course, but do I bring on Lowry or Vaughan? That's the question I don't really know the answer to. I'm going to bring Jack Vaughan on for now. He's going to go on the right wing, winger on attack. He loves it. So let's get him out there. Furlong might go to a defensive duty. Had a poor game, getting skinned a bit. Let's just keep the fullbacks defensive for now. And in we go to the last 20 minutes. We've got one more sub up our sleeve if we need it. Okay, just over 10 to go. I've paused what I was going to do because the highlights come back. So Clark gets it a centre-half to Chandler. I want to be very careful. It's Owen Edmonds who I'm thinking to take off. Bring on Lowry, have two attacking wingers. The youngster's done really well so far, but this time it's Orellana that's giving it away. Charlton in on the left again, into Arezzo and scores. Oh, why now? Of all the times for individual errors to creep up, it's now. And I blame that on Simpson, which is remarkable. Orellana gave the ball away. Edmonds coming off. On comes Lowry. Let's get him further up. We'll switch in with Vaughan. Inside forward on support. And then on the other side, we'll do the same with Lowry and just try and push through the middle. He'll be an inside forward on attack. We'll push the fullbacks forward again as well now because there's no harm in doing it. In fact, we're going to put them on attack. Let's just try and absolutely ram home this. We're going to go attacking. Is there anything else we can do? Be more expressive, run at the defence, distribute to fullbacks as well, and a higher line. We've done everything we can, but we trail to our former club Charlton, and this is a moment we could regret this season. We're straight back with a kick-off. There is no let-up at all. We're going to ask the lads to show some passion as Lowry, the youngster, charges at the defence. Lovely switch to Vaughan, who's in. At the fullback, Justin. Lovely Rabona cross. Lowry can't get there. Falls for Orellana. Immediately makes amends. That is that's incredible. That is incredible, sensational. All the words I got stuck between. And we've got to drop back to our normal mentality now. There is no chance of us throwing this away. We weren't being more disciplined. We weren't running at the defence. In fact, we can leave that on because that worked there. In transition, we'll keep that the same. And we didn't change anything there. So back to balanced. It's 2-2. And the unbeaten run could continue yet. What a goal from Orellana. What a way to make up for your mistake. But 2 minutes to go. It's a Charlton free kick. Clark clears long downfield. Simpson nods down for Furlong. Long ball forward. Garcia flicks on. Lowry, the young substitute, cuts in from the right. Crosses to Vaughan. Header. Oh, it's hit the woodwork. Cleared away. Lowry again. On the right-hand side delivers. Vaughan there again. Can't quite head it away. And unfortunately, it's out for a throw. Good defending, James Justin. And we're into 4 minutes of stoppage time. What a fantastic game this is. And again, between two very good sides. A breathtaking second half. The commentary sums it up. But I'm afraid it is 2-2. Orellana's first goal for Burnley, actually. What a one that was. A strike worthy of getting a point. Balogun and Orellana with the goals. 2-2 it finishes here at Turf Moor. Burnley 2, Charlton 2. And our former and current side can't be separated. We're going to tell the lads we're disappointed. Try and fire them up for midweek. And again, the only 3 games we haven't won now are the 3 other sides in the top 4. So as it stands, we're looking good to be in the promotion race. We're not getting outplayed by anyone. We've had 2 draws and a narrow defeat, and we thumped some sides further down the table. The 2 youngsters again making an impact off the bench. Some good play out wide, causing chaos against the defence. But overall, it's disappointment as we draw 2-2. Here's our confirmation then. The media say Charlton hold out for a draw. We had less possession but far more shots, and more on target too. But as it is, individual errors cost us defensively. Arezzo far more clinical than he was when we were in charge, but Sunday Balogun still doing the business for us. Overall though, a decent result, a brilliant shot from Orellana to level it up, and we stay in second place in the Championship. 2 points clear of Middlesbrough, who are held at home to Birmingham, and then of course Charlton 3 points behind us, as well as Palace, who won at Bristol City. So a decent start. Balogun now, after his goal drought, the top scorer in the Championship. Didn't take him long to get back up there. And Jamie Higgins getting a few assists, but very poor in this game on camera. So let's go and have a look at the schedule. Things looking pretty decent at the moment. I guess the one thing that may change our plans is if we beat West Brom and get a brilliant 4th round tie in the Carabao Cup. It's the only thing that can change what we're planning to do now. But let's have a look at when these big games are. I mean, I quite like the look of Southampton, but they're 17th at the moment. Bristol City 14th, Forest 6th, so it might have to be Nottingham Forest. So either Forest or Southampton, dependent on how the two sides are doing and how we're doing as well. I would normally ask which one you'd want to see out the two, but unfortunately I'm recording quite a bit in advance this week, just because it's my other half's birthday and my birthday during my time off. So I'm just trying to make sure that we're up to date as possible, so the daily content isn't disrupted. So it will be one of those two games when we come back, possibly even Brighton before, hadn't looked at that. No, we'll leave it a bit later. We'll try and get through the season to what crucial end. Hopefully we'll be in a promotion race and we can show more of the squeaky bum time at the end. But if you did enjoy this episode, that brilliant game between our current and former side, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Let us know what you think of our promotion chances. And more importantly, what do you think of Charlton? How have they got on since we left? Looks like it's the first time they're going to have a good season since we went. Probably since we got them to the playoffs in our first year in charge. So hopefully they'll do okay, but I'd love it if we went up and they stayed down. I can't lie about that. Hopefully it'll prove that we made the right decision and these Burnley youngsters are becoming superstars. Let me know what you think of these young players, the likes of Vaughan, Lowry. We've also got Andy May who's popped up with one this year. They're all going to become absolute superstars. So they're going to be the key features in the next couple of years of this save. Youth development rarely makes an appearance in a head coach. It's always about the here and now. But here we've got a real chance to do something special. So if you're looking forward to seeing that, please do subscribe and turn the notifications on below. You'll get alerts as daily FM20 content releases on the channel, as well as my 2 Sunday series which continue tomorrow. We'll be back with this one on Tuesday as we face either Forest or Southampton. Another big championship clash with Burnley. We'll have Dorking Wanderers on Monday as normal. A big season in that one and we're coming towards the turn of the year. A really big moment in that series. So do check it out if you haven't already. There's a link to the latest season in the eye above. And then tomorrow we've got our FM20 network career and our stadium review series continuing. I hope you're able to come along and give me your feedback. It really does mean a lot. But thank you very much as always for watching. I do appreciate your support with the channel. And hopefully I'll see you next time for a big championship clash. Fingers crossed we'll still be in the top 2.